I always create videos like these to help young finance professionals like yourself get started on your FP&A journey. As a finance professional, you might have come across terms like budgets and forecasts. And if you are scratching your heads thinking, what's the difference between a budget and a forecast? Then don't worry, you're not alone. With so many financial jargons being used, it is easy to get confused, especially when you're just starting out. In this video, we are going to cover the difference between the budget and forecast, why are both important as management tools. Also, if you're going to give an FP&A interview anytime soon, the difference between a budget and a forecast is one of the important questions that might be asked on the interview. A budget is an outline or goal that a company is wanting to achieve in a given period, generally over the next 1 year. A budget is a blueprint or a roadmap of how a company is expected to do business in a given financial year. It is a plan that dictates where a company can invest, focus specific efforts, allocate resources, and cut down costs. This budget is then compared to the actual results. We try to determine the reasoning for what's causing the variance between the actual performance and the expected performance. Alright, let's move on to the forecast. A forecast will tell you whether or not you are currently on track to hit your budget numbers. Based on the forecast, you will be able to anticipate what numbers eventually you will hit so that you can take appropriate actions to correct course if necessary. Let's move on to what are the differences between the budget and the forecast. The key difference between a budget and a forecast is that a budget is a plan that lays down the goals that a business wants to achieve, while the forecast states the actual expectations for the results. In other words, a budget is a plan where the business wants to go, while a forecast is an indication whether you are on the right track or not. A budget is generally static, created once during the year, while forecasts are more flexible, revised multiple times during a year. Generally, they are revised at least quarterly or in some cases even on a monthly basis. Forecasting in business is like navigating a sea. When sailing, you project the future in order to make decisions. Decision to change or to stay on the same course. The sailboat in this picture starts from point A. Before it sets off, the captain prepares a budget or a plan to get to point B. What happens next happens all the time. Something changes which screws up the original plan. Maybe the wind blows from a different direction from what was planned. The change in this environment renders the original budget obsolete. If now we go back to the original plan and sail the same course, it will eventually take up more time to get to the target. So we plot a new course, and to do this, we need a forecast. A forecast will let us know what we need to do differently to move to the original target. While budgeting and forecasting are different functions, they both are very important. And a good forecast feeds into the development of a sound budget. Without a budget, you will be running the business without any concrete goals to hit. And without the goals, you won't be able to take the right decisions at the right time since you don't know where you are headed to. On the other hand, when you have a budget in hand, you can refer that budget anytime when you are making any strategic business decision by asking, is this action or decision going to take us closer to the budget numbers or not? On the other hand, without the financial forecast, you won't be able to judge whether you are on the right track to hit the budget numbers or not. So if you do the budget but don't do the forecast, you won't know if you're off until it's very late.